This video is going to teach you multiple ways to massively speed up your Midjourney workflow and to get better results for print on demand. So this first tip is already going to save you a ton of time, but some of the later ones are even better, so make sure to stick around for them. But first of all, initially, let's say you type in a prompt right here. Let's do something very basic like cat t-shirt design. It doesn't really matter what the prompt is right here because the function we're going to use now is, or the parameter is --repeat. This is going to repeat this prompt multiple times and you can go up to 40. That is the maximum. Let's do 5 as an example. And hit enter. It's going to ask and double check whether you're sure that you want to actually run that many prompts. Hit yes if you are, and then as you can see, it's processing that job and then quickly pasting in multiple prompts right here, which this is really handy if you quickly want to get loads of different options of the same design. You don't want to keep rerunning the prompt or repasting it in with the upwards arrow. This way you can just do it 10 times, 20 times, literally with just one prompt, which is super handy. And as you can see, a lot of these results have come back with an actual t-shirt inside of the Midjourney results, sort of looking like a mock-up, and that's obviously not what we want if we're creating print-on-demand graphics. The way to get around this, I've mentioned this before in videos, but in case you didn't know, what you can actually do at the end of your prompts is you can put --no and then write mockup, and that's going to exclude mockups from being inside of your graphic. This doesn't work 100% of the time, but generally this means you're not going to get t-shirts and like models wearing a t-shirt design for the majority of the results. So this is really handy to add to the end of your prompt to get more accurate results that are actually useful for print on demand. This next tip I'm going to share with you is an absolute game changer, so make sure to pay attention because this will not only save you countless hours of work, but it will enable you to really experiment with Midjourney and get way better results in the future. So essentially it is called permutations, the function we're going to use today, and that's these funny looking brackets right here at the start of this prompt. Now this prompt is fairly straightforward. It's for a t-shirt design graphic of vehicles in front of a forest. What these brackets are going to do is they will enable us to have a variation of this prompt for a car in front of a forest and a motorbike in front of a forest. So with this single prompt, if we hit enter, we're going to actually be creating 2 prompts, one for a car, one for a motorbike. Now you might say that sounds very simple, not very revolutionary, but it gets better when we actually add more to this. So you could add another object, let's say a train, so that makes it 3 prompts. But what if we add more brackets somewhere else? So in front of a forest, what if we wanted different locations? We could then add a bracket right here and then put beach, comma, let's do desert, comma, forest. And we just have to make sure to close the brackets. And now we're actually going to get 9 different prompts because we'll get a car in front of a beach, desert and forest, also a motorbike in front of a beach, desert and forest, and also a train with the same locations. So I think you can see right there how this will enable you to just save a lot of time. So if we hit enter, you're going to get the option to show all of the prompts that will be generated. So here they are, one after another: train in front of a desert, train in front of a forest, etc. So this will give you a better understanding of how this works. You can still edit the template if you're not happy with the prompts that I've turned out. And if you click yes, it is going to, as you can see, quickly process and paste all of these different prompts into here. Besides just using different objects and locations, you could also do, say for example, animals wearing different things. You could also do various different design styles. So to give you just a very basic example, let's do a dog, cat and a horse, and let's make them in a specific style. So let's say retro, polygon, watercolor. Let's do a cartoon version as well. There we go. Are you sure you want to imagine 12 prompts? Yes, I do. And boom, there they are. Now you do want to be careful with this because it's going to burn through your fast hours very quickly, but nevertheless it is just endless possibilities with this. You can, as we can see right here, create so many graphics in one go. You get so much choice. Something else you could do, and I would recommend you try out, is adding different parameters to the end with these permutations. So let's say we want to try out different stylized variations for these animals, and we could put --s for stylize and then 0, put a comma, space, dash, dash, S 250, for example, comma, space, and then dash, dash, S 800. Just to give you a few examples, let's close these brackets, hit enter. And if we click yes, as you can see, it is now creating these prompts with different stylized parameters at the end, which will obviously once again give you variations of your t-shirt designs with different amounts of stylization added by Midjourney. Previously, you would have had to do that very tediously through editing your prompts again and again. It would still work, it would just take a lot longer. And this doesn't just work with the stylized feature. You could also, for example, try different models of Midjourney. One thing I would recommend you try out is putting dash dash V5 right here, comma, space, dash dash V4, and then comma, space, dash dash Niji, for example. You can put Niji 5, and then again you will get your dog, cat and horse, or whatever subject you're using, in different Midjourney models, and that way you can also quickly compare which model works best for you or the type of t-shirt design you're after. So this is just a few ideas and a bit of inspiration for you to show you what is possible. You can do this with up to 40 prompts in one go, I believe. So I was just showing you examples here for 9 or 12 prompts at a time. You can do it in way bigger bulks than what I showed you. So have fun with this. I think it's an amazing feature that will enable us to just save so much time and get better at the tool more efficiently. Another interesting feature that was added to Midjourney recently is the ability to describe an image. So if we put / and then describe, then Midjourney will actually write a prompt based on your image. So let's say we want to describe this one right here and see how to craft a prompt that generates a graphic like this. This is from my free print-on-demand graphics bundle, by the way, which is always linked in the description. Just a simple little pumpkin vector that I created. I wouldn't really know how to craft a prompt to get such a simplistic graphic like this in a sticker style. I could maybe get somewhat close to it, but yeah, this very flat bit of shading style right here, I'm not 100% sure to do it. So essentially, once you entered / describe, you just have to select a screenshot or an image from your device, and then you can hit enter on your keyboard, and Midjourney is going to think about this just a few seconds and then give you various suggestions in terms of prompts. And you've got 4 options right here. You can quickly just run them if you wanted to. You can also rerun the entire describe function and get different options in terms of the prompts, but this can help you in many ways. So first of all, you can take a look at these and sort of learn new ways to craft your prompts, or obviously you can run them straight away and then get variations of your original image. So let's take a look at this. What did it come back with? We've got a picture of a Halloween pumpkin sticker on a black background. That makes sense. In the style of colored cartoon, got digitally enhanced. That's interesting. Simplified line work, so that looks like a good keyword to perhaps include. And we've got trashcore, which I have seen a couple of times, but I'm not 100% sure what it means. Jagged edges, bold outlines, that's an interesting keyword. We've got trashcore again in this, so maybe this is a keyword worth trying in your own prompts as well. We've got flat shading, so that's interesting. And here we've got some interesting keywords as well, such as cartoon core. We've got crisp graphic design and simplified line work. So yeah, definitely some interesting looking prompts. Let's see what they actually look like once we generate them. So you have to actually click submit for each one of these right here. The good thing is it's not like Midjourney is going to copy this pixel for pixel. You do still get very different results from the original, but it does try to catch that same style. So I wouldn't see this as a way to just copy and paste someone else's image, more as a way to understand prompts better, how to get certain styles, and then see variations of an original design, but in a very unique way still. So here we go. We've got some of them that have come back now. The colors are a bit more detailed, more variation. It's not as flat and simplistic as my original design, but still these variations are really cool and they do arguably look better than what I did. I'm not gonna lie, these look very creepy, which is actually pretty cool that they added that in there, and I think you get the idea. By the way, if you're wondering, I do also have, besides this free print-on-demand graphics bundle, I also have a free bundle of kawaii themed Midjourney graphics, which is also linked in the description. All you have to do is click that link and it will bring you to my page where you can find the freebies section for various different free print-on-demand downloads. So enjoy those, and I hope they help you with creating your designs. This next tip is not on Midjourney directly, but this one is once again very game changing. One of the best tools I've found recently to help you with print on demand if you're using AI generated artwork, and that is Vectorizer AI. This site is currently in beta and it is free while in beta. Now, I would even pay for this because of how powerful it is, but whilst it's free, like, there's literally no point not to use it. Essentially, all you have to do is drag and drop an image into this. Now, it works better with t-shirt design types of graphics. It doesn't work as well with photography, but it's essentially an alternative to using an image upscaler, because Vectorizer AI turns your images into vectors, and vectors, in case you didn't know, are infinitely scalable. So if we zoom in really far right here, we can see the vectorized result on the right hand side, and on the left hand side the original. So we've got the terrible, blurry 1000 pixel Midjourney result, and on the right hand side we've got a very smooth vector. And you might say, well, on most websites, on most print on demand platforms, I can't actually use vectors. You have to upload like a PNG or a JPEG image, and that's definitely true. What you have to do in that case is you can download the vector file right here. You get some extra settings right now as well that you can configure, and then just hit download, and then you have to open up the vector in a tool of your choice. Now in this case I'm using Adobe Illustrator because it does let me edit the vector itself, and you can easily remove the background like that. If you don't have that, if you only have, say, Photoshop or Photopea, you can still use those programs to scale the vector to a massive size, remove the background with a magic wand, and save it as a PNG. Those are some extra steps, but compared to an image upscaler where it gets upscaled in a pixel format, this is definitely super powerful because of the vector file, which is, like I said, infinitely scalable. So if you need a PNG that's like 10,000 by 10,000 pixels for a massive product, then this is the way to go, definitely. Unless it's photography, then sometimes the results are not perfect. But some more ideas how to use this is, now that you've got this in vector format, if you do have vector editing software, you can also quickly change the color of certain objects or elements of your design, or you can obviously use paths and use the pen tool, or in my case the direct selection tool, to move the paths around and change their shape to customize this design more easily. So really cool free tool at the moment. It won't be free forever, unfortunately, but it is super valuable. So if there's nothing better out there, I would probably end up paying for it nevertheless. Speaking of removing backgrounds, if you want a really quick and easy way that is totally free to remove the background from your AI images, then Adobe Express has got you covered. So I will leave the link to this page in the description, along with Vectorizer.ai. That's also linked in the description, by the way. All you have to do is click upload your photo. I'm going to use the pumpkin that I just used on Vectorizer.ai. It's quickly going to refine the edges, and boom, it's removing the background. Obviously this works better if you have a clear outline, so you want to make sure your prompts are crafted properly to give you a solid background and a clear outline for your design. But that's literally it. Now the background is gone, you can click download right here and you get a PNG file that you can then easily use for print on demand. If you want to learn how to create and sell pattern designs with Midjourney, then make sure to check out this video next, where I walk you through the process step by step.